One thing that I was surprised by was how easy it actually was to share the gospel. I expected there to be a lot of like shushing around and being like, oh, yes, I'm a Christian.
I guess I wasn't expecting, to feel God in such a place that seemed so sectioned off from the rest of the world.
What I really loved about this outreach that I haven't ever experienced before was that aspect of friendship and the concept of friendship evangelism. Like, it's actually friendship, which I wasn't expecting.
While we were there, we thought it was really important to like call out value and like individual value.
I think we can all say that we started seeing the people that we met more as our friends and possible future sisters and brothers in Christ, instead of these just like projects or ministry opportunities.
I remember personally for myself, but as a team, we really were like giving each conversation to the Lord and really letting Him guide each conversation. And that's what we did most of our outreach, was just conversations with people during English corners.
One of our contacts, her name was Barbara, and she was I believe she was 64, 65 years old. She'd been teaching English for 5 or 6 years maybe in country. And while she seemed to be very intentional and thoughtful about her interaction with the students, she didn't see much fruit because she couldn't really share the gospel directly, and so she was a bit frustrated, was really the impression that I got. And in our prep time for those classes, Yannicka got a word on the first day, and the word was kind. And so we didn't know what that meant, but we went to the corner, the English class, the English corner, and the student, his name was Zed, halfway through mine and his conversation, he said, he says, Barbara is very kind, and so I was like, oh, that's nice. And I thought of Yannicka's word. Didn't really think too much of it, of course, because it's a pretty simple thing to say. So the next day, in prayer and prep time, Yannicka got the word mercy. And so that afternoon, my student in the class, his name was Andy, and maybe midway through our conversation, he said, Barbara is very mercy. And of course, that didn't make much sense in their broken English, but it really struck a chord that the words Yannicka was getting in prayer and prep time for the classes were words that her students were using to describe her. So I was just able to use those words from her students and go back to her and just encourage her that she really was loving and relating to her students the way God wanted her to.
God really just like opened all doors, and there was no hindrance.
I think God's just looking for people that just want to love other people. So it's very simple. It can happen anywhere, anytime.
For me, I think this was one of the first times where I really felt God's heart and God's love for an individual.
Many people have come before us, and many people come after us in being missionaries, and He uses each one who's willing to work with Him and partner with Him to impact other people's lives.